Now, there is a second model. That is that classical model we have discussed in the previous discussion. Now we are having second model, model 2. Second model is production, production model. It's not exactly production model, means we say supply is gradual along with constant rate of production. That means when demand and supply simultaneously in the holding, that means production is also considered. So how do you know, how can I understand that this is a production model? In the question you will find that there is information about the rate of production. So when a inventory question related to inventory, there is a quantity or cost related things, frequency of number of in order, etc. we are discussing. But not only the demand is given in the question, it is also informing us about the rate of production. We denote small p, p means production. We denote p, small p as rate of production per day. Rate of production per day. That means how many quantities are being produced per day, that is informed in the question. It is mentioned in the question, per day. Now if you ask me what will be the annual production, then this number of production per day into working hours, working days, sorry, W. That is, if I take capital P to be the annual production, then that is small p per day production into W. Sometime it is monthly production rate. Then that rate into 12, that will give you the annual production. But I am wanting to deal the question, I am wanting to solve the questions with daily production. Now, when you are considering daily production, then we should be interested about daily demand. Daily demand may not be given. Mostly we don't find in the question. So what we find, annual demand divided by W means working days, that will give you the daily demand. So you know rate of production per day and annual production divided by number of working days is D by W, that is small d, which is daily demand. Now in this topic, one very important condition I would say, that P, that rate of production, rate of production should be, rate of production P should be greater than D. D means number of demands. It is a condition I would say. Now we have EOQ, inventory size, that is the number of how many quantities to be ordered per day. Per day how many quantities to be ordered, that is not per day, sorry, per order. What is the EOQ means? Per order how many quantities to be ordered, that is economic order quantity. But since it is a question related to production also, so we need to know the ratio, the fraction of production with remaining amount of production, means how many quantities are produced divided by the fraction of productions remaining after demand. If it is written like this, Q is EOQ, Q means Q star, EOQ, as it is, formula we know, 2DCOCH. This is a formula for basic formula. I can say this is a basic formula. You know the basic formula. But here it will be multiplied, since it is a production, P by P minus D. So this formula, extra portion under root, inside the root, that is P by P minus D, will be taken if you find that question along with demand and production. Some students can do, sometimes we can do this way also. If you have the annual concept and you want to continue with annual, P, capital P means annual production by capital P minus capital D. You can do, this is alternative formula. If you don't want to change the annual to daily, then you can continue with this. For daily demand and production, we can use that. Now we know what is inventory carrying cost. We know CH, I into C. CH is normally percentage of carrying cost of the cost. And also we know what is total demand, and we know ordering cost per order, that is called setup cost. Now we need to find out how many orders to be placed per year. How many orders to be placed per year? Number of orders to be placed per year, that is n. How many orders we will place per year, that is n star. This is optimum number of this n star. I can say this is not optimum orders to be placed now here in this case, because in this case we are discussing not only the production, but we are not only the demand, we are considering the number of production also. So in a more precise manner, better manner, I can say n star is not number of orders but optimum number of productions per year. It can be better. Optimum number of productions, how many productions are made per year, and that is D by Q star, because we are not here ordering that way, we are producing. So how many productions are made, the quantity size per order and total annual demand. So instead of telling that this n is number of orders placed per year, we can say number of productions or number of times your production is made, how many times your optimum number of productions is made, D by Q star. Now T is time of production, optimum time of production, that is 1 by n star, or this is year, or W by n star. W means number of days by number of orders, number of productions made per year. So how many productions are made per year? Number of, that is called frequency of production, how many times we are producing, that is n. And working hour days is number of working days per year, W. W by n will become time of days. This is days and that was year. So if you put if you get keep the answer in days, you need to do this way. Now optimum length of each lot size production, that means production time. This is not production time, this is the what is the time of each production. But actually what happens, in the previous case we have seen the diagram like this. The inventory level is exhausted and new inventory comes, and again we can carry on. That means as soon as the inventory in the classical case becomes 0, then we can assume that again the inventory level will be fulfilled from the previous orders which already been given. So at first we have placed the order beforehand, we have these ideas, the lead time and all. So as soon as it is exhausted, we get the supply and start again satisfying the demand. But if it is with production, which I am now discussing, then what happens? First of all, we produce something and then it is exhausted, then produce, then exhausted, this way. Production, exhaustion, production, and then exhausted. So this time of production is T1, and this is total time of the inventory level. From here to here, that level of inventory which is ordered, which is per order size. This is the per order size here. How many quantities to be considered in per order? Each order, how many quantities are there? This is the order that is produced this time. This is time of production, and that T star is time of interval between the one production to other production after exhaustion. When you produce something, we will wait for its replenishment and completion of the or exhausted. That the whole item, the whole order size will be exhausted. Then again production will start. That means from here we start production. Here we achieve the target, that order size. Now order size will be exhausted. Here it is completely exhausted. Again production. Again it will be exhausted. In this way it will proceed. This part is total time, T star. Now only production time, this portion, and this portion is demand is exhausted. When the production is complete, demand is satisfied, to be satisfied from this level of production, which is inventory size. So T1 is considered to be length of each production run, length of each production run. That means every time the production is made, how much time we are taking, and this time, if I take T2, will be the time for satisfying the demand. T1 formula is Q star, that is size of the inventory, by daily production. So how many days we are going to produce this time period, that is T1. Q star by P will be the time period. Now what is the cost of inventory? Of course this is the variable cost. If you want to take the total cost, always remember variable cost plus fixed cost is D into C. D means demand, C means purchase cost. So if you add D into C with total variable cost, you will get the total cost. Optimal total inventory cost, total inventory carrying cost, which is of course variable cost, which can be very easily done, but conceptually D by Q star into ordering cost plus, basically this is average quantity in the UQ into CH into P minus D by P. This is the portion we are adding extra, P minus D by P. So what is the formula? D by Q into CO. CO means ordering cost, plus Q star by 2. Q star means the size of the order, per order how many quantities are ordered, divided by 2 because average, into carrying cost per unit, into P minus D by P. But if you don't want to do this long method, you can do the shortcut one, 2D into CO into CH directly, 2D into CO into CH into P minus D by P into P minus D by P. So this is the shortcut formula. Demand, ordering cost, carrying cost, P minus D by P. That will give you the total variable cost. Instead of doing this longer method, D by Q into CO plus Q by 2 into CH into P minus D by P, Instead of that, you can do directly 2D into CO into CH, and that will give you the total cost of inventory when production is also present.